Hey there everybody, in today's video we're going to be going over Penn National Gaming, Barstool Sports, and DraftKings. With that being said, please smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe if you're new, that helps me grow and it helps me get this information out to more people. There was an interview on Mad Money yesterday that only got about 9,500 views where they interviewed Snowden, which is the CEO of Penn National Gaming, and Dave Portnoy and Erika Nardini of Barstool Sports, talking about how their stock is doing, the future of online sports gambling, and the potential growth for their company with the Barstool brand. We're going to watch this video and go over some key points that they bring up and expand on that a little bit further, and we'll see how the industry is going with the online sports betting in the future. Just a quick reminder, don't take anything I say as buying this is why you should buy the stock. Make sure you do your own research and make sure you're investing in things that you see value in. With that being said, let's get into this video.
Everybody would come. That was wrong. As you reopen, it seems like there's more enthusiasm than ever, even though there's not a lot of good free food, and you can't kind of carouse the way you did.
Well, look, Jim, I think like many of us, we've been sitting at home for the last several months. And when you have an opportunity to go out and do something that's fun and it's safe and it's entertaining, people are taking advantage of the opportunity to do that. We announced on Friday that we now have over 70% of our properties reopened, and we have a clear sight for the remaining 10 properties to be open in the coming weeks. And look, it's a great feeling when we're able to get on the phone and call your team members back. We've brought over 11,000 team members back in the last month, which feels terrific for us. And we're off to a great start. We still have, we still need to reopen the remaining of our slot machines. We're at about 50% of capacity for our slot machines and our table game seats. Restaurants are limited, as you mentioned, but it's safe, it's fun, the music's playing, people are having a good time, and we've got a lot of solicited and unsolicited feedback from our team members and our guests that they really value how seriously we're taking their safety and the cleanliness of the facilities. So we're off to a good start. We feel like we're feeling as good today as we felt in the last 3-4 months, obviously, and every day is getting a little bit better.
I am thrilled for you because my biggest fear was...
Yeah, so I personally agree with all this. They're doing all the right steps. They're keeping a really good public image, so that's good as well. We've been seeing that their stock has went up over 100% in the last month. And it just shows that a lot of people still have a lot of faith within Penn. They were down really low, down to like $3.50 or so a share, but now they're up to about $36 here today. And they've went up over 16% today after this interview, because it actually does speak volumes about how their bigger picture is for long-term investors, not just short-term investors. So yeah, they have 30 of 41 locations open, and they're going to be opening them up in the next couple of weeks, the remaining of them. They only have 50% capacity with these gambling facilities, so that'll be slowly opening as well as these cases slowly go down and things keep moving forward. So let's get back into the video here.
Was again that people would be afraid, they want to stay at home. If they're staying at home, they go to Barstool. I want them to go to Penn at Barstool. I think it would be one of the most exciting things in the world. David, are you chomping at the bit to be able to go back and do sports, or is this...
Okay, I wanted to quickly add something here, and he's 100% right. So the thing that Penn has that most other people don't, they acquired Barstools, and they have this huge multimedia broadcasting company. So they're running these sports broadcasting shows, talking about sports, talking about lifestyles, talking about stuff with essentially no filters. So we were all kind of worried about that when things were first starting off. We didn't know how that would actually go, and they've been slowly building their audience. Their CEO over here actually had problems from the previous jobs that she worked at with AOL, Microsoft, et cetera, because of how the offensive nature of Barstool Sports. But overall, we've been seeing that this has actually been pretty good for her. She's increased their revenue by over 3,000%. Everything's been going up. They're increasing their platform and the size of people, their reach that they're able to get to. And it's a whole package deal. So in the long term, you have people going there for their entertainment. They're going to be going to Barstool for their sports betting, and it's just going to be a constant, ongoing thing. So let's get back into the video here.
Stock stuff fun enough that you don't mind the delay.
I'm enjoying the stock stuff. My firm, DDTG, we've made our mark, so I wasn't expecting that. So it's been fun, but I'm a sports guy. I'm a sports bettor. I want sports back. And when it comes back, that's going to be where my focus is. But for now, I am having fun with the stock game, as you well know.
Yes, well, Erika, is the stock book is not as much fun to me as the sports book. And I.
So just a quick little side note here. Dave Portnoy has actually been investing in the stock market and broadcasting it to everybody. He had a few $1 million that he ended up investing into the airlines, and he was shooting shots at Warren Buffett, which I found absolutely hilarious. As everyone probably knows, or if you don't know, Warren Buffett sold the majority of his airline stocks with everything crashing here about a couple months ago. And this made a lot of people not trust the airlines because such a predominant investor such as Warren Buffett not willing to keep his investment in his shares into these companies such as Delta, United, Southwest, and American made a lot of people paranoid, so it made the stocks even crash further. But with all that being said, they rebounded a little bit. They still have a long way to go. But Dave Portnoy over here invested a few $1 million and made some $300,000 in a couple of days when we had that rally a couple weeks ago. So that was pretty interesting and pretty funny. So he's been gambling with that. He has no experience. He's not looking at any indicators. He's not looking into the balance sheets. He doesn't even care. He's just going for a gambling of some sort since sports have been really called off. But I thought that was hilarious, so let's get back into it.
I know you know the excitement of sports, and I think you also recognize the value of it. Are you surprised, and we're going to get to everybody on this one, but surprised that DraftKings is worth $13 billion, but somehow Penn is worth $4 billion? Should it be reversed?
It should be reversed. I think what you'll see is this fall and going into 2021 and 2022 and beyond is we're going to crush it. Like there's no audience like Barstool's audience. There's no fan base like ours. There's no talent like Dave and Dan Katz and other personalities here. And look, we're going to drive a tremendous amount of value for Penn. Look at what's happened around their stock. Look at what's happening around our brands during the pandemic. Like we are just getting started. And I think you're going to see an incredible level of growth, not only for Barstool Sports, but also for the sports book.
Erika, do you think that there will be football?
So that actually goes into this a little bit more. So we've been seeing over this whole situation and over the last couple of months, Penn has slowly risen back up to about $36 as of recording this video, and DraftKings is at about $38. So they hit about $40 some here a couple weeks ago, and that was about their max when they initially started offering their stock. They were around $12, $15, and they went up to about 40 or so. But right now they're around $38. And they ended up crashing down today from 40 to 38, so a little bit of a drop because of the comments from this video here, because they were so confident that why do they have such a huge market cap when they don't really offer any services different than Penn? They have a similar service, but they don't have the multimedia branding that Penn has. And Dave Portnoy is going to come in here and show a little bit of muscle, which is pretty funny if you ask me.
Also for the sports book.
Erika, do you think that there will be a football season?
Yes, in some shape I do.
Some shape. Okay. Now, David, let me ask you. It's hard. I just asked Erika a decent question. DraftKings versus Penn National. Now, there is a fellow at Deutsche Bank, a good firm. He seems to disagree with all of us about the value of sports gambling and what it means. What is he missing?
Well, I think, he's missing a lot of what we do for the same reason that TDTG has been popular, and the same reason that everyone's focused on what I'm doing or watching Dan Big Cat, another employee of ours. There's 160,000 people watching him play a fake video game at night. He's missing what a stranglehold I believe Barstool Sports has on the sports gambling public. So, listen, DraftKings I've worked with for 10 years. I was offered equity in DraftKings a decade ago.
Right.
So we helped build that company. But I
you're
think
friends
people
with
are
them, right? I
underestimating.
mean, you have a good relationship with them.
Yeah, we have very good.
Yeah.
But I couldn't be more confident once our sports app launches that we will be a dominant player in the game, because nobody speaks to the audience like we do. It's why DraftKings, why FanDuel all paid us millions of dollars to advertise. Penn doesn't have to do that. They get the whole kit and caboodle, and we're going to drive every ounce of energy. What I'm doing now with stocks, what Dan does with video games, what we do with all 100 of our content employees, it's all going to funnel to Penn. I wanted more equity in Penn when we did this deal. I asked Jay, because I am a risk taker. I'm a sports gambler by nature.
Right.
I can't be more confident in what we're building. Obviously, I'm biased, but I put my money where my mouth is. I think Penn's going to be a very strong player.
Well, Jay, I think, can you
Okay, so that was absolutely hilarious. I thought that was the best comeback he could have possibly done in that situation. He's like, hey, these guys have come to our shows to promote their online gambling services. But with Barstool and Penn being part of the same company now, because Penn National Gaming acquired Barstool Sports, they have all of that for free. There's no paying, having this extreme advertising overhead that they have to worry about. This is just going to be pumped in their shows. Their audience is going to have an easier way to see their shows, along with the betting and their sportsbook app that is supposed to be coming out in August 2020. And as Erika said a little bit earlier, she does believe that the football season will come back, even if there's not going to be as many people in the stadium. We don't know for sure. But with that mindset, there's a huge opportunity for this app when it takes off, for the people that are in states where it's legal to do online sports betting, for Penn to explode and beat over DraftKings in 2020, 2021, 22, as things keep going and clearing up.
explain the economics of having the physical casino and why I know people don't think it matters, because they figure everything's going to be online, but the physical casino is actually a tremendous asset in the world of sports gaming.
Well, think about it this way, and Dave and Erika can certainly speak to this, but when we talked about bringing these two companies together, one of the things that Erika and Dave were most excited about, and Big Cat and others at Barstool, is they finally now have great destinations to activate their sports betting loyal audience. So we can do events at our sports books. They're all in the process of being rebranded to Barstool Sports Books. The adjacent sports bars are being rebranded to Barstool Sports Bars. But to be able to activate the audience and put on a great time. So there's a lot of customers, regardless of demographic and age, that enjoy a brick and mortar experience. Some prefer a digital experience, and many prefer both. Now, we're the only company out there that's going to be able to deliver on both.
You are absolutely right.
Across the country.
So to expand on this a little bit more, when they announced their acquisition, and after it was completed, they wanted to bring the Barstool Sports in every single Penn National Gaming location. They wanted to bring the whole backdrop that they have in their, in some of their videos, where they have the Barstool Sports Bar. They'll have the sports book where you can have physical copies, digital copies, be able to watch the games, have a good meal, and embrace the Barstool Sports culture. Now, this is extremely smart on their end, because now they're having the advertising of the online. They're giving people a place to go and experience Barstool Sports and to have access to their gambling. So you're going to have people who might have not been willing to go gamble as frequently, but hey, they want to go get a beer with their buddies, watch the game. They'll go to the Barstool Sports location. Hey, why don't we just put a couple dollars in the slot machine? Why don't we take a few dollars and do a quick fantasy football league where we can all put $20, pool it in with their buddies while they're going to the game on a Sunday or Thursday or whatever, or Monday Night Football or baseball or golf or whatever, because they're going to be offering it to everybody. They're going to be offering it to the NFL, NBA, MLB, NBA, sorry about that, college basketball, college football, horse betting, golf, NHL, NAS, MMA, and the list literally just keeps going on. Soccer, CFL, CFB, LOL, which is the League of Legends Esports League, EO, which is the Euro League Fantasy Baseball, and tennis. So there's a huge opportunity. I don't believe how many of these, or the gaming one, the esports are officially going to be on the Barstool app, but the main sports that we talked about are going to be coming in full-fledged, and they have spoke about being expansive into the other gaming industries. So let's finish this video off here. This has been a pretty entertaining one. Not many people have seen it, They have around 9,500 views, and I think this is some very important information by seeing how strategic the management of Barstool and the management of Penn National Gaming are to expand their brand worldwide.
Across the country, as sports betting and iCasino is legalized in a number of jurisdictions, and we have some of the most quality regional casino brick-and-mortar destinations in the country. So we think those two things in and of themselves, when you combine Penn and Barstool, is a real differentiator.
All right, and Erika, let me leave you because I know we've got to get rolling, but we mentioned Big Cat a couple times. Now, in my office, Dave, don't take this wrong. Big Cat is as popular as you, okay? People
I took
stop
that
and
wrong.
listen.
That's insult. I took that hurt.
But
Jim.
how do you get the word out that you're more than just a guy at a company, Erika? Because you and I both know this is an enterprise, and you guys are an enterprise affiliated with another good enterprise. And I've always been surprised at how One Bite doesn't get enough focus, that Big Cat doesn't get enough focus. It's time, right?
Focus from who, Jim?
Well, from Wall Street. I think Penn Nat should be higher.
Of course. Look, I think we are the fastest growing brand and have the fastest growing collection of brands on the internet. That's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. We're the fastest growing on the fastest growing mediums on earth. People don't have eyes for that. And I think the same thing has happened to Penn stock is people don't have eyes for it. Or, you know, like some analysts, they're looking in the wrong direction.
And the good news is, Jim, we'll be able to prove it. So, like, once the app's launched and once the casinos are all up and we're doing events, the numbers will speak for themselves. I mean, I've delivered on everything I've promised for 2 decades. I'm pretty confident we'll deliver here.
You know, I have no disagreement, which is why I was thrilled to have you guys back on and why I stuck with you all the way down. And I think you're much undervalued versus some of the other people we've mentioned in this segment.
So there's a lot to unpack there. I 100% agree with what Erika said. I think Wall Street's really missing the boat on this one. As states slowly start legalizing online gambling for sports betting, this will become a huge market, especially with Barstool's fan base. Integrated with Penn National Gaming locations, it'll give people a place to go to a bar, watch the game, and be able to bet on these sports with their online app, their online sports book. As I said earlier, this will be coming out in August 2020. And as of now, the states that it is legally allowed to do online sports betting is New Hampshire, New Jersey, Indiana, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Iowa, Delaware, Rhode Island, Oregon, and Nevada. There are other states that are in the works of making this legal, like Colorado I forgot to mention Colorado, excuse me. So Colorado just made this legal back in the beginning of May. So as we see things keep going, as states come up with the times and allow this online sports betting, we'll see more and more states allowing this, and this will be a huge access of over hundreds of millions of people in the United States for online sports betting. There's a huge market here, and I think the future with Penn National Gaming is to infinity with how much this stock price can go up. Now, just to clarify here, I'm not telling you to buy or not to buy Penn National Gaming. I just wanted to share this information with you about their potential growth in the upcoming future. Make sure you buy stocks that you see value in and don't take your word from anybody else. If you choose not to buy Penn National Gaming, that is perfectly fine. There's many opportunities for you to see growth in the future for your investments. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe if you're new. In addition to that, that really helps me grow my YouTube channel so I can get more viewers, so I can make these videos more frequently, and I can keep you guys informed with personal finance news, stock-related news, so we can all be better informed investors in the long term. With that being said, have a great day.